Happy evening, Divya. Happy evening, Sudhir. Happy evening, Shivaneshan. Happy evening, Vidya. Happy evening, Smiley.
Hey,
Good to see you. Vidya, Divya
thank you. No.
can call Hanu whether he is joining or not. Happy evening, Abhinaya.
Uh,
Just now we spoke actually. I told him that we are having the call. I don't know why.
yeah, I will join now.
Yeah. Divya, did you call Hanu?
Sure, Anna. Wait, I will try again.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Hanu.
Yeah, I was actually waiting for you. I just called you multiple times. I thought you were not available.
No. What actually what happened is my Zoom has got automatically updated. So actually I started by 5:58 actually. Sorry, 6:58. It took actually time. So I left my mobile down only. So for meetings, I don't bring my phone actually.
Okay.
There is
So
my
let me share my screen. Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, I think we just step back. Okay, you guys see my screen, right? You're able to see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. So let me tell you. So this is I think I have posted yesterday in the group saying that, base template is ready. So probably so many people of you have already made a similar kind of a screen, right? So I gave you a task where I wanted you to try install, Vue.js CLI in your local and try to do Ionic, right? So this is how the basically app looks like. So today I'll try to explain you guys, basic structure of the code. Probably if somebody would have already known, then it's fine. Otherwise, probably for a general audience, I'll try to explain the basics of it. And if you see in the today's call, there is one more person joined. Her name is Divya. Okay, so she's a day in day out Vue.js developer. So I thought it would be really helpful going forward rather than me, which I'm not a traditional developer. I am a developer by choice, but she is a developer as a profession. Okay, so I think she would add more value than me. So I asked her also to join and probably help us in this journey. So welcome, Divya. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, Anna.
Yeah. So basically, let me start from basic. I don't know how many people of you know about what .gitignore does. So .gitignore is something where you wanted to exclude so many files which are not relevant, which are not needed for a Git repository. Let's say, see, node modules, right? I can delete this node module. This is not mandatory. Okay. I can delete this node modules, but when I click on npm install again, all the relevant dependencies will be installed from this package.json. Okay. So these kind of files, we don't need it in the Git repo. Okay, because it will be auto created whenever you clone the project and run npm install. Okay. So probably I should tell you one more thing. Having this node modules pushed in the Git repository had some problems. Let's say if you have this, let's say I'm opening this Gurukulam. Okay. So if you see this node modules alone, I'll show you the file size of it. So it will be a huge size. Okay. So normally any project, okay, in terms of any basic project will be around maximum to max, because these are all just code files, right? There is nothing more than that, right? So it's just a text file. Just consider it as a text file, like whatever the code you're seeing anywhere in any of the components or login, like any of the components or any of the coding, basically you can open main.ts or app.view, right? So you just only see a text content, right? So these are very small, amount of file size, basically. If you see the whole project, this is 505 MB. Okay. If you see the whole project itself, let's see how much size. Okay. This is 508 MB. So this 505.7 MB itself is taken by the node modules. Okay. And there is something called dist. Let me show you what is the how much the dist takes. Yeah, this takes around 1 MB, right? So these both collectively take majority of the chunk. Let's say 5.7 and 6.7 means it's almost 5.7. So all the remaining files, okay, are only contributing around 1 MB of space, right? So generally projects are like that. Okay. So and Git have a limit. I don't know how many people know Git have a limit of 100 MB in one single go. Okay. Just a minute. I'm just getting a call. Yeah, so sorry for that. So it just takes majority of the chunk, and Git have a limit of, you cannot transfer more than 100 MB in one single go. Okay, so there is a limitation there. So that's why, to ignore all these files, whenever you push, right? Whenever you push your code to Git repository, let me also show you that. So whenever we do a push to Git repository, so we don't have to push all those unnecessary folders which occupies more space. Okay, we just need the pure code, and then remaining whatever the folders are there, right? It will be auto created. Whenever, probably, let's say, let me show you something. Okay, so if I'm removing this dist, okay, if I'm deleting this dist, I deleted the dist, right? But when I click on Ionic serve, it will automatically create a dist. Okay, so let me show you where is this. No, not Ionic serve. Okay, not sorry. Ionic build. Yeah, you see that? So Ionic build has created a dist folder here, and it is trying to move all the code files there. So what it does is basically it will compile everything and it will create into a single file. Let's say if you take any HTML code, right? You will have one index.html where the whole code is combined into a single file. Okay, so this Ionic will do all the things for you at the back end. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Whatever the images you are using, it segregates everything, put it in a single file so that it's easy for you. So everything is done by the Ionic compiler itself. Okay, so let me go back to this serve. Let me serve it here. Yeah, so this is what it is serving. Okay, so let the home page come. Okay, yeah, so this is good. So this is how it is, right? So basically, I'm talking about git ignore now. So you need to ignore all these files, unnecessary ones, so that your git repository looks clean and it's not so much of heavy in size. Okay, so this is what it is. And always, for your reference, always make sure to write relevant comments, like I have added, right? So relevant comments so that you yourself can come back and see the commit you have done in the future. Okay, so that's something I want to tell. So after git ignore, there is one important file that is called package.json. Okay, so whatever dependencies, whatever project requirements are there, whenever you install, let's say you have this command, right? When you want to do a view quick start, so let's say if you want some plugin or something, like for example, let's say if I don't know how many people have done this your first app, right? In this first app, if you see in this build your first app, right? If you see, there are some plugins which have been installed. Let's say not this one. Yeah, this is one plugin. Okay, this is one library which we need for native features like camera or something like that, right? So there is one plugin for Cordova. I think there is one Cordova plugin they will use, I think. Yeah, Cordova REST, right? So native run. So yeah, then renamed it to native run. So Cordova plugin, there are so many plugins which we need to install it. So whatever plugin you install from here, right, it will come and sit in your dependencies file. Okay, if you see this package.json, right, so this is where all your plugins and dependencies will be here. Okay, so that's why whenever you remove node modules also, when you run npm install, all the dependencies will be installed directly from the package.json, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, if you don't have this file also, it's okay. Okay, so somebody, if they wants to just download this project and run npm install, it will automatically create node modules, and when you do npm build, it will create dist for you. Okay, so dist is nothing but this is the only folder which is finally going to deploy. Okay, so I don't know, I can show you one more thing where let me get it for you. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I have deployed this in Firebase. Okay, I don't know how many people know about Firebase. So you can basically check your application online with a URL. So this is what is Firebase deployment. So whatever the code we have written, right? So whatever the code you are seeing here in this Ionic app, this is from the local host. Okay, I'm running it directly from the code, and it is being deployed somewhere in the cloud. That's Firebase. Okay, so to be able to deploy in Firebase, right, you have to have the Firebase integration enabled in your code. Once that is done, you could able to easily deploy your code to Firebase. Okay, so let me show you. So yeah, those Firebase also you can see here in the dependencies. If you see Firebase, right, so this is one of the dependencies which need to be there, so that to be able to make the Firebase work. Okay, so in the Firebase, if you see, only this dist folder will be deployed, not everything. Nothing will be used from here. Only Firebase will have only this folder alone, this dist folder alone. That itself is needed for the whole application to run. Okay, so that's where you have these deployments. Okay, It just have only 37 files. But if you see the project, it will have like 10,000 files in the project actually. But then only dist will be deployed here. Okay. So I think till now you guys are clear, right? You don't have any questions, right?
No, sir.
Do you guys have any question till now? I don't know. I could not hear if somebody is talking. Hello? Mani, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Hanuman. I
Okay,
think
okay, great.
except Sudhir, I don't know, rest of all are on mute, or are you facing any issue with unmute? Nation
Okay.
is fine, okay. How about others? Sushmita, Abhinaya, Vidyashree.
Yeah, okay. So
I
let me
think,
proceed.
Hanumat, one more thing that I feel today's class is bit fast, I think so.
Oh, is it?
I'm not
Okay.
sure whether guys can follow you somehow, because in normal days it would be in a normal flow, but today I feel somehow it is too
Yeah,
fast.
because I know that there is a lot to cover. So I
Okay.
thought because in 40 minutes, I think I wanted to. So these are the basics, Mani. Probably
Okay.
whenever I go to code, probably I'll be a little slow. So yeah,
Okay.
you can just stop me anywhere, guys. If you want to, if you are not understanding, probably you can just stop me anywhere. Okay. So having said that, I'll probably go a little slow here. Having said that, so if you see the structure of this, right? Okay. So dot Firebase, this is related to Firebase, just leave that. Dist I have explained, node models I have explained. Public is something, which is created by default when you create a project. Just leave public aside now. So let's come to two other folders, which is SRC and test. You can just leave. Let's go to SRC. Okay. Before going to SRC, all the other things, right? Probably let's say package.json I have already told you. Okay, this is Ionic configuration, and this is Firebase.json where it will have the rules for that. And if you see, there will be one more storage.rules. This is basically for if you want to store any files in the Firebase, like folders or something, right? So you can use these rules to apply, any images. If you want to put it in your project, you can upload the image in the Firebase in the Firestore, and you can use the URL in your project wherever you want it. Okay. For that, we need to have set of rules, and that's rules are taken from here. Okay. So having said that, now let's talk about SRC. SRC is a very crucial folder for any Vue.js application. Okay, because it will have the very important files which runs the application for us. Okay, if you see, there is something called main.ts. Okay, this will have all the dependencies which we import for the project. Let's say start from Vue create or import app. This is router, where you can route your application from one page to other page. Let me show you. If you see this, right, tabs.tab. If you probably say login here, the page will change to a login page here, right? You see a login page, right? So yeah, if you want to go to any of the routes, so all the routes will be specified in a folder, in a file. So that will be controlled by this router dependency. Okay. So let me come back to normal page. So you don't have to worry more about how this works. Definitely, when you go to any of the basic Vue.js videos, they would be able to teach you this, or probably you can just read the documentation by yourself. But I am here to explain you some basics of it, because I cannot teach you from the start to end, right? So I am just giving you a basic understanding of how the project is structured, so that it will be useful for you tomorrow. Okay. So these are all CSS files. So whatever you see in terms of the look and feel of the project and all, so those files are coming from the CSS files. And this is the variables.css. So basically, this is a theme where you can get this, this kind of icons and all from this, right? So that's that. And this is called app.view. So app.view is the start of the application. where your where your application starts from. Okay, so if you see, right, in Vue.js, basically template is the main tag. Inside that there should be at least one tag, otherwise this application will throw an error. Okay, there should be at least one tag within the template, otherwise it will throw an error. Okay, so that's the basic rule of it. Other than that, you basically import whatever the tags you are using. Let's say if you're using Ionic app, you use Ion app here, and then Ion route outlet, and you import it here, so that whenever you use it, you don't see a console error in this. Okay, so that's that. And so this is the where application starts basically. So this Ion router outlet represents something which is in this folder. Okay, so it will tell you, like, where the application landing page should go when you hit this URL or anything for that matter. Okay, so let's say the basic slash. Okay, basic slash should redirect directly to tabs.tab1. Okay, that's why whenever I'm hitting probably this one, okay, whenever I'm hitting just slash, it auto redirects me to tabs/tab1. Okay, so thus that route is coming from here. Okay, other than that, I just gave one more path called /login. So whenever I hit /login, it will take me to the page login page.view from this components. Okay, you see the path, right? @/components/login page.view. So it will take me there. Okay, I can change my route anytime I wanted to using this index.ts. Okay, whenever I change here, it automatically changes it here as well in the application. Okay, so that's that. And so okay, so now let's come to this. Okay, when I click on home, it says home and home page. When I click on activity, it says activity page, and about us page, right? So all these things are happening from one thing called views. Okay, in views there are 4 files. One is tabs_page.view, one is tab 2, tab 3. Okay, so this holds a basic structure of whatever you are seeing here. Okay, this contains all the 3 icons. You see home icon here, list icon, and people icon, right? These 3 icons, whatever you see below in this bar, so these are coming from here. Okay, so it's called icon tab button. So if you want to know about this, you can just come here and you can search for that. So yeah, right, if you see here, right, you see 4 these things, right? You just need to click on view and you will get the code here. You can just copy this code and use it like wherever you want. Okay, so if you are putting this in views, then this is how it should look. Okay, or like it gives you more understanding like how to copy and paste it. You can just, it's just self-explanatory. Okay, you just need to struggle little in the beginning, but you can just easily copy paste the code and use whatever you want to. Okay, so this comes from there. Okay, these 3 things. And if you go to individual page tabs, okay, you see that particular page. Okay, what is the base page you want, and then you have all the contents here. Like for example, let's say this home, like whatever you see in the title, this home, right? Home is coming from here, and the contents inside that are not coming from here. Contents inside are coming from this home. Okay, so this home is actually not a HTML tag. Okay, but since we imported this home.view, we are using it. Okay, so this home is nothing but the home.view project itself. So whatever you give there, so it will have each page have this UI components there. Okay, so that's how each page has this UI components there. Okay. So don't worry guys, if something is bouncing your head, it's okay. Probably when you make your hands dirty, you will understand it more rather than just looking at it at a glance. Okay, so don't worry if some things are bouncing your head. Probably when you try to do something, try to explore this and try to do as many errors you could make. That's the way to learn anything. That's the way to learn anything, basically, not just development, anything. Okay, so these are the 2 components at this point of time. So this router decides like which URL where to go. Okay, so if you want to add one more page, you can always import that page here and you can use it. Okay, that's that. And I think I also wanted to do, I have written some code. I wanted to explain you that, but then I think this itself, I don't know how many people, since Mani said, it's not probably kind of bouncing a little. So I don't want to go into this Firebase. Otherwise, I thought of showing you guys this, how to import a Firebase and all. But yeah, probably I'll stop here. So what I would recommend you guys to do probably today is I give access to this project to everyone. Okay. So what I want to do is don't change anything in this main, branch. Okay. So since you guys know how to create your own branch, okay, just create your own branch from this main. Okay. And try changing, try editing and see the output. Okay. For you to be able to see the output. Okay. There are simple things. Once you clone the project, you run npm install. Okay, it will install all the dependencies and create something called node modules and all. And then you do ionic build and ionic serve. Okay, there are 3 commands. One is npm install. Okay, and then just forget about, probably I'll just write somewhere here. Otherwise, yeah, just type npm install. And then second command is, sorry, ionic build. Ionic serve. Okay, so these are the 3 commands which I want you guys to execute so that to be able to run this application in your local. Okay, so if somebody wants to see kind of a mobile view, if you have a Chrome browser, you can just probably once the page loads, right, this is how it looks. You can just come inspect. Once it's done, you can just click on this left side URL which toggles to device toolbar. And once this is here, it generally looks like this. Okay, but then you just click on any of this iPhone 6, 7, 8 or iPhone 7, 8 Plus. You generally don't see this frame. It will look like this. If you want to have a frame, you can just show device frame so that you see the device frame, so that gives you a mobile kind of a feel. Okay. So yeah, this time I just wanted you guys to clone this project, create your branch. Once you create your branch, I want you guys to run these commands, these 3 commands. Once successful running those commands, you could be able to load your application like this. So you will be seeing this URL here. Okay, you can just, if it is not loading directly, you can just copy this URL, paste it in your browser, and you will be able to launch the application. Okay, guys, it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Divya, I think if you want to correct something which I have already said, if you feel like there is some correction required, probably you can just tell that. Else, if you want to add something also, you feel free to add.
Yeah, and I just listened everything from you, but I don't have anything right now. If I have anything, I will add it in the next call. Okay. So this is the first call, right? I just gone through all the project stuff. So yeah, probably I will add in the next call. Okay.
So Divya, yeah. So yeah, Divya is from Chennai. So yeah, so since you guys are from IIT Madras, somebody wants kind of a local connect, then probably you can just reach out to her. She's in the same WhatsApp group. You can just ping her and ask if you are finding any, facing any difficulties while initiating the project in your local. Okay. So guys, if you have any questions, please ask. Nobody have any questions? Is there?
That means
Okay,
everybody understood everything, or they didn't understand anything. What do you say, Anman?
I don't know, man. Yeah, because I don't know. People have been not very vocal from the beginning in this call. At least
Yeah.
I see there is a couple of people who speak sometimes.
Guys,
But
we need
then
to be open up. Actually, the thing is that when you are learning something, we should understand whether you learned it or not. Unless we know whether you got it or not, then only we can proceed further. It is not like a classroom session like where we'll come and finish our syllabus and we doesn't bother whether we'll get the proper results or not. It's not
but
like
one thing
garbage in our,
yeah, but one thing I'm pretty much sure, guys, that I think this is the I think I hope and I wish this is the only meeting where you guys don't speak. Otherwise, what happens is in your corporates, right? I think Divya can also vouch for me. In corporates, right? This people don't appreciate silence. Okay, at least managers won't appreciate or accept because they need people to speak. They need answers for everything. So yeah, I think I don't know what stopping you guys from talking. Maybe I don't know, maybe you feel if I ask something, probably you feel like people will judge me that I'm dumb or something. I don't know. Everyone here is a learning. So if you see Divya, right, probably I'll tell a little about Divya so that you understand much more about her. Okay, so Divya and me worked in one organization where I was manager to her. And now today, when I have something, okay, when I was setting up this project with Firebase, right, I had multiple questions. Okay, so since I was a manager to the previous company, but still I asked Divya so many questions because she is a traditional developer day in day out, right? So I don't feel shy or I don't feel lesser of myself asking questions to Divya. She is a junior to me. I think in age also she is much younger than me. But then it's okay. See, some things which I am good at, maybe some things Divya is not good at. I know that Divya is good at Vue.js and development. I openly asked her so many questions. So she helped me in understanding a couple of things. And I also asked her that, this week, give me 30 minutes of your time. I have some more questions to ask because as a project, as a bigger project, I need some clarifications before I tell something to you, right? So that's where I asked Divya to join this call and I asked her to give me 30 minutes of her time in the coming week so that I can clarify my doubts so that I'll be, more confident when I speak to you guys. So that's how it works, right? I don't know what's stopping you from talking. And I hope, I wish this is the only call you guys do that. And I expect you guys to talk when it comes to your career or, whatever you wish to do in your life. So yeah, questions are the key to learn something which we don't know. Or sitting idle is something like you are in the I don't know. I don't know if I'm sounding like a lecture or something, but then I wanted to help you guys so that I don't know. See, I don't know. I don't want to mention one name, but then last week I had a call with one girl who were facing some problem in the in the development where she was unable to launch the application or something like that. Where she was talking to, but then I don't know, suddenly when it comes to the call, when people are around, like multiple people, I don't know why, you guys are not vocal about it. Yeah, I hope it changes at least from next week. So I wish that.
actually, Hanuman, I'm planning to have this call with one-on-one call with all the team members so that I'll understand actually what is the progress and how they are feeling
Yeah.
about this internship. And then I wanted to share my comments as well for them. So each and everyone. So when we spoke with individually, then only I think we can understand. So
Yeah.
hopefully I'll finish that task that is there in my list actually. So I've been trying to do that actually. So I think hopefully by next week I think we can make sure we can make some noise from this group.
Yeah,
can
sure.
Create. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Sure, Anand. Do you want us to join back again, or do we have any talks further?
Which one, Mani?
No. Next, are we going to join again in the same call, or shall we
No.
finish
I think I'm good, Mani. So for the Vidya and Sushmita, right? Today,
Yeah.
Sridevi is going to take one session to them on
Okay, fine.
HTML structuring, and
Sure.
they will join that call and they will do that. So my intention of asking Sushmita and Vidya to join this call is, I want them also to see the other part of the spectrum, because pure
Exactly.
HTML is something like, it's for the static pages, okay? But when it comes to front end, HTML alone will not serve the purpose, okay? You also need JavaScript, which will make the static page a functioning page, okay? But then when it comes to backend, it's a complete different game altogether, okay? Where you deal with Python, Golang, Rust. There are so many other things. So one thing, before I close the call, we still have 3 minutes. So one thing I really wanted to understand from each one of you, everyone in the call, also Vidya and Sushmita. So I just want to know that, I know that Abhinaya is from a civil background, right? She's civil engineering, she's doing. So I just want to understand each one of you, what is the academic path you have taken. Probably you can just speak out on that. Probably I'll call out names so that I'll make easier for everybody. Probably Vidyadhari.
CSC.
CSE. Okay. Engineering. Okay. So Sushmita?
Yeah. Like same CSC.
CSE. Okay. Okay. Durga Sudhir?
Sir, civil, sir. Civil engineering.
Okay. Sivanation?
So I'm from engineering design.
Sorry?
Engineering design, sir.
Engineering design. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Abhinaya, I think you are civil, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Divya, Kritika? Hello? Hello, Kritika, are you there?
Hello, sir.
Yeah. You heard my question, right? Hello? Hello, Kritika, you
Hello,
heard
sir.
my question? You heard my question?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So I was asking, what is your, academic background? Like, what are you studying, basically?
Sir, basically, I'm from second year bioengineering.
Okay.
Yeah, in IIT Madras. So,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Thanks. Thanks. So probably I'll ask the person who is much vocal in this call, Durga Sudhir. So since being your civil background, right? Why do you think you need to learn development?
Sir, basically, many people come to civil because they got it, not because they opted for it.
Okay.
So, and many want to go to the software side, like developer or data analyst or something. So they will
Okay.
be learning it parallelly.
Okay. 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 Got it. Got it. Yeah. I think I got it. So yeah, Mani, it's less than a minute. I think I'm good. So
Good,
yeah, thanks
Anand.
guys. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Thank you so much for the session. Thank you, Divya. Happy to see you here. Good.
Yeah,
At least
thank you.
we are thinking that we are the both males. So people may, especially the girls may